What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fight Form. Thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Preferably comment. You know, I do love when people like DM me. But you know, like, let's have this conversation out in the open, man. Like, this is why I call it a forum. I want open discussion. I want everybody to talk, debate, argue with me, but amongst everybody else. I don't care. Like, let's do it. But as always, though, I appreciate the views. Thank you as always. So, you know, I did a MMA superlatives for the year, you know, year-end awards. You know, we call it the Showtime Awards. So I'm gonna do the same exact thing, but this time it's gonna be for boxing. I am a big boxing fan, big wrestling fan, big MMA fan. You know, obviously we talk all things sports. That's the whole point of this show. So for my boxing loving fans, you know, once again, critique me as hard as you possibly can, man. Let me know what you think, if there were people I missed, because I'm pretty sure I have. So first things first, let's go with the smaller awards. Let's go first with the up and coming award, okay? Award for the most up and coming fighters out right now. This can still be a champion, but this is more so people who aren't in the mainstream yet. You bring their names up to a casual person and be like, I don't know who the hell that is. Or for a person who is still knowledgeable in the sport, but you brought their name up and they're like, I don't really know too much. That is what this up and coming is for. First things first, I have to bring up Jaron Ellis, who goes by the name Boots. He's a welterweight. The guy's undefeated. He just knocked out a very tough fighter, but you know, at the end of the day, he was expected to do what he needed to do. He's tough, and he is going to be a problem within the next 5 years. Honestly, in the next 2 years, probably, I expect him to be in some pound for pound discussion. I don't know if I mentioned this already. I probably did, but he, like I said, it's a welterweight. I don't know if he's going to stay there his entire career. I don't know if he plans on going up to the junior middleweights and things of that nature. But right now, he's in a tough division. There's a lot of dogs that's in welterweight. We already know Terrence Crawford, who's a lot of people pound for pound best. We also have Errol Spence. We have Ugas. Josh Taylor might be going up. So he's gonna like legit have some tough competition if he keeps rising very, very soon. Then you also have Shakur Stevenson. I mean, you know, I believe both these guys are gold medalists. Not sure. I know Shakur is. This guy's a Jersey product, undefeated as well. Just won a belt. Just beat Jamal Herring, his toughest competition to date, and beat him by straight beating. It was an easy matchup for him, and he made it look easy. And Jamal's a very tough fighter. So yeah, Shakur, you guys are gonna be hearing about him next year. Nah, he's up and coming, but next year you will be hearing about him. He's going to take over the lightweight division whenever he decides that he's big enough and ready for that. Probably the best defensive fighter already in boxing. We saw that he's aggressive and he's action packed. He lacks power, but everything else he makes up with so easily. And like I said, these two, watch out for. So we're gonna do comeback of the year. And this is gonna go to Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence earned it. I think he deserves it. And obviously this is not about a specific fight, but it's about him overcoming his injury. The guy had a crazy bad car accident, and we already know, man, when it comes to these accidents, you can die. We know that you could be physically crippled for the rest of your life. And his accident was terrible. His car was flipped. Like, I mean, it was no simple car crash. It was a very bad car crash. And to one that some people can never recover again. And people were wondering about this because we always wanted the Errol Spence and the Terrence Crawford fight. We thought it might be dead now. He might be washed. Who knows? You know, there might be some people who were confident, but I wasn't. I've seen people die from car accidents. I've seen people who've been crippled, who've never been the same. So I didn't know what to expect. But for him not to only come back, but him to come back versus Danny Garcia, who was a tough out for anybody, let alone a person coming from a car crash, was ridiculous. And he put on a phenomenal show, and he easily won that fight. So I mean, what more can we say about Errol? And he was gonna fight Manny Pacquiao, and Pacquiao unfortunately got, you know, lucky at the same time because Errol would have worked him, but Errol got hurt again. But you know, this one he got it figured out sooner rather than later, because you fight with that, then you're permanently scarred, and you're like Michael Bisping fighting with one eye. And with boxing, you definitely don't want to do that. That's terrible. So yeah, comeback of the year, easily Errol Spence. Congrats on that. Hopefully, you know, we can get the fights that we really want to see next year. But you know, as always, you are a dog. So then we're gonna go with most improved fighter. I'm gonna go Ugas just because of the win versus Manny Pacquiao. We only knew Manny from the fight previously, which was him beating Keith Thurman. But for who's to come in very late in camp and also to still like pretty dominantly beat. I mean, it wasn't like he like hurt or knocked Manny out, but he decisively beat Manny Pacquiao, and that's nothing to just say, oh, that's not a big deal. No, bro, that's very big, and got to give him a big improvement for that. So that's definitely great job on his behalf. You also kind of fit in Loma. Like, I mean, Loma, granted, he's always been great, but this year he's came back. He's been dominant. Like, after that fight with Lopez, he's literally put on two amazing performances. So yeah, I wouldn't mind putting him in there for improved too. He's improved over his last fight. So yeah, KO of the year. For me, it was pretty easy. I'm gonna do the Oscar Valdez versus Burchak. It was a sleeper. Good Lord, that man went night-night. It was disgusting and beautiful to watch. It happened earlier in the year. If you missed it, guess what we have for you? We have the clips. So make sure you watch it because it is fire. So yeah, that's easily knockout of the year for me. Now, breakthrough fight is all right. So this one was kind of tough for me because there was a couple guys I wanted to put up there. Breakthrough, simple for me, means a person that now should be known for superstardom. And for me, that was two people I had in mind. It was Josh Taylor and it was also George Camposo. Both had amazingly big wins. Josh Taylor, he unified the belt at 140 and fought a very game fighter and came out victorious. And now he has all the belts at 140, possibly going to 147 to fight Terrence Crawford. So, I mean, the guy's been great. He's fought tough competition. He's fighting the best at such a young age. So we have to pay respects to that. So, and George Camposo, who is my winner for breakthrough, simple and plain, man was undefeated. People were doubting him. I was doubting him. And he came over to beat Teofimo Lopez, who everybody had as the best lightweight in the world. And some people had him in their top 5 pound for pound. And he dropped him. And then he beat him. So, yes, breakthrough is also going to coincide with my upset of the year, which will go to Teofimo Lopez versus George Camposo. A fight that was rescheduled 9 times. A fight that everybody thought was just a chipping block for Teofimo Lopez to either fight Tank Davis and David Haney, or for him to just go up and fight Josh Taylor. George Camposo said, ha, so you thought? Once again, put some respect on my name, sir. I'm undefeated too. And I've beaten everybody. Even if I have some split decisions, it don't mean that I'm washed or I'm bad. So he shocked the world completely. Nobody saw that coming. I watched the fight. I thought Lopez came in with a very dumb game plan. A game plan that was meant to lose. And he did lose. However, we can't disrespect George Lopez. I said George Lopez. I'm tripping. George Camposo. And he won. And it was a clear-cut win. It wasn't like it was a debate about it. He won. And so, yeah, upset of the year, George Camposo. Congrats. And I cannot wait to see what you do next year. You're going to have some big fights on your hand. Hopefully you live up to the bill of, being the lightweight champion. You're not unified, but you really should be because, if you know about the politics about them creating another belt from Loma and then giving it to Devin, stupid, but still. Now, let's go ahead and go to the big cheese. We're going to go to the male fighter and female fighter of the year. Female fighter is the best female fighter on this planet, and that's Clarissa Shields. I believe she only fought once. However, it was a dominant win. The woman has defended her belt, 11, 12 times? Has beaten everybody in her forefront, and is clearly the best woman, technically. She likes to say she has power and she can knock people out if it wasn't for the time. I'm going to say, I don't really believe that. I don't really believe you're that much of a power puncher, but good Lord, you're quick, you're technical. You're just a billion, bro. You have a great IQ. You are the best female fighter in the world. Until someone beats you, you will probably hold this crown for the next few years, in my opinion. Yeah. So male fighter, I mean, bro, come on, yo. It's simple. Canelo, like pound for pound number 1. He's fought 3 times this year. He's unified the super middleweight belt, and I believe they all have been by stoppage. Yes, they all have been by knockouts. Like you beat Caleb Plant, you beat Yuri, then you also beat Billy Joe. Like, I mean, you finished all 3 of them. It's been ridiculous. So easily, no questions asked, Canelo is your fighter of the year. He is the best fighter in the world right now. I I honestly still have Errol Spence over Terrence Crawford, but I get why people have vice versa. But yeah, easily. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is Fight of the Year. Fight of the Year, there's been a lot of amazing fights. You can honestly go Terrence Crawford, Sean Porter. You can honestly do a few other fights that's actually happened. But my fight is going to be the fight that felt like a big Phil fight and it lived up to the bill times 1,000. And the fight that I honestly don't think anybody really cared to see, but it happened. And that was Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3. That fight was phenomenal. I didn't want to see it, didn't care to see it, but I'm happy I did see it. I mean, both had to overcome adversity. The fight lasted way longer than I thought it would. Deontay Wilder showed how much heart he truly has, how much of a dog he really is. And I mean, I thought honestly at one point Tyson Fury was out of there. I thought he was going to be knocked out. And you know, he showed that he still has a chin. He has dog too. He probably didn't train for that fight as much as he probably looked past, just like Amanda Nunes did, or he just honestly had a bad night. It happens. But he overcame it, and it's very, very difficult to overcome that big right hand of Deontay Wilder, and he got the finish. And that knockout was honestly one of the best knockouts of the year too. That knockout was vicious. So I mean, I don't think it's much of a debate for me, but I get why you have other fights to be a little closer. But the big field, the importance of the fight, everything about it was just amazing and easily my fight of the year. You tell me your superlatives. I don't think I forgot anything. Nope. I think I'm good. Wrote everything down. We're good. So, as always, thank you for watching. This is Showtime's Fight Forum. Make sure y'all be blessed. Make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And deuces.